Please come. Sit down. Sit down.
Thank you, sir.
What's your first name?
Sir, my first name is Anendya.
Anendya.
Yes, sir.
Not Raajsshre.
No, sir. It's my surname. Raajsshre is my surname.
Raajsshre is your surname.
Yes,
So
sir.
you would like to be addressed as Anendya.
Pardon, sir?
Anendya, we should address you as Anendya.
Sir, whatever feels comfortable for you.
Okay. Right. Introduce yourself, Anendya.
Sir, my name is Anendya Raajsshre. I was born in Lucknow, but brought up in Kanpur. I did my bachelor's in engineering from NSIT, Dwarka. Then I started preparing for UPSC. I love to write poems and watch sitcoms. So,
When did you pass out?
sir, I passed out in 2018.
And what have you been doing after that?
Sir, I've been preparing for UPSC.
Have you worked anywhere?
Sir, I did internship in BCG while I was in college, but I don't have formal work experience as such.
Okay. Start with Dr. Singh.
Okay. Anendya,
Yes, sir.
you have mentioned tennis as your extracurricular
Yes, sir.
interest,
Yes, sir.
right? You also said basketball.
Sir, I played basketball in college, but I like to
You like to watch
Yes, sir.
tennis,
Yes,
right?
sir.
Okay. So, you tell me, Djokovic,
Yes, sir.
he was recently involved in this controversy in Australia.
Yes, sir.
Are you aware of it?
Yes, sir.
What was the controversy?
Sir, the controversy was regarding his right to refuse to get vaccinated. So he's getting banned from traveling to some countries, like he's right now banned from traveling to US also because he's unvaccinated.
No, in the particular Australian case,
Yes, sir.
what was wrong with Djokovic's position?
Sir,
He got a valid visa,
Yes, sir.
he entered.
Yes, sir.
It's not his fault.
No, sir. Sir, I think there was lack of communication between authorities and Djokovic. Djokovic has the right to refuse to get vaccinated, and the authorities should have informed him beforehand, before he went and reached Australia. I think that was the major issue.
But the court judgment was in his favor.
Sir, initially yes. Then the authorities said that we can't promote such behavior.
No, but the court judgment was
Yes,
in his
sir.
favor.
Yes,
So
sir.
his position was correct.
Yes, sir.
You support him.
Sir, I support him in that situation, but I don't support him remaining unvaccinated.
Okay. So you support his position that what he did was right.
Sir, what happened to him was wrong. I support that. I said that miscommunication was the problem. That should not have happened.
But then he is also acting very irresponsible.
Sir, being an influential leader, I think his position is very crucial regarding the vaccination situation. Sorry, sir.
No, as a model sports person,
Yes, sir.
openly flouting, scientific evidence
Yes, sir.
that someone who is not vaccinated
Yes, sir.
should not go to a public place. Isn't
yes,
it
sir.
very irresponsible?
Sir, if the information that he was in a public place without being vaccinated is true, then that is irresponsible behavior.
No, but it's true. What's your opinion?
Sir, I don't support him. It was an irresponsible behavior, and I think as a global leader, he has the power to influence people. So he should, if he's choosing to remain unvaccinated, then he should not venture out, I think.
Okay. And so, what did he miss on at that by not playing the Australian Open?
Yes, sir.
Did he miss anything?
Sir, he missed the chance to break the record for most Grand Slams.
And who finally got this?
Sir, it was won by Rafael Nadal. Yes, sir.
Rafael Nadal. Okay. You have psychology as your subject,
Yes, sir.
right? You know, let's look at Ukraine.
Yes, sir.
For months,
Yes, sir.
President Vladimir Putin kept on saying he is not going to attack. He is saying continuously against all evidence
Yes,
that
sir.
Ukraine is not a state.
Yes, sir.
And he kept on repeating it for months and months.
Yes, sir.
As a student of psychology,
Yes, sir.
how would you assess his mind?
Sir, he has courage of conviction. I think he is very stern in his behavior and his attitude, I would just say.
Anything else?
Sir, I think more like being a psychology student, I can't assess his whole personality by what is said in the news. For more assessment, I would have to meet him.
Okay. Some people say that he became victim of his own propaganda, you know, kept on. What is your opinion?
Sir, I have not heard of
You
that.
haven't heard of this?
No, sir.
Okay. Okay. Now, Ukraine, you are aware of the latest development?
Yes, sir.
What is the latest development today?
Sir, today I don't know, but the fight is still going on in Mariupol. That is happening because it's a very influential center for both Russia and Ukraine also.
What is the key demand that Putin wants from Ukraine?
So the key demand is to be neutral and not be a part of NATO. That is the main demand of Russia.
So, over the last 1 week, 2 weeks, we have seen statement from Ukrainian President Zelensky
Yes, sir.
saying that he is ready to be neutral. So, what's the problem?
Sir, but NATO is still supporting him. So Putin wants like what he has with Finland, that assured neutrality from Ukraine, and Ukraine is not ready for that because it wants its own sovereignty.
It wants to know. And you think India's policy is right to be sitting on the fence, not voting everywhere? Every resolution India is becoming, you know, absent. Is that okay?
Sir, I don't think personally that India is sitting on the fence. India is very assured that it wants to play out its foreign policy in favor of its national interest. And right now, India's national interest lies in having good relationship both with Russia and Ukraine. And also, our main focus is on diverting the humanitarian crisis that is going on in Ukraine.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Anendya,
Yes, sir.
your permanent address you have given as Gautam Budh Nagar?
Yes, sir. My father recently shifted there.
Because you were born in Lucknow, brought up in Kanpur, studied in Delhi.
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes, sir. After he retired, he took a flat in Gautam Budh
So
Nagar.
you are staying in Gautam Budh Nagar now with your
No,
father?
sir. I stay in Patel Nagar for my preparation.
For preparation.
Yes, sir.
But you are surely visiting Gautam Budh Nagar?
Yes, sir.
You are visiting your parents.
Yes, sir.
Now, tell me, what are the important projects that are coming up in Gautam Budh Nagar?
So the major project is the Jewar International Airport that is coming up in Gautam Budh Nagar. Then there is extension of Noida Metro line that is occurring in Gautam Budh Nagar.
That is still under consideration.
Yes, sir. And sir, that is all I can recall right now.
Okay. And are you aware of policy of government of UP regarding one district, one product?
Yes, sir.
What is the product for Gautam Budh Nagar?
Sir, I think it is garment industry.
Garments?
Yes.
Are you
sir.
sure?
Not
Anyway.
fully sure, but I think it is garment industry,
Okay.
sir.
Now, what are your views on origin of coronavirus? Where do you think it has come from?
Sir, it originated in China because there are a lot of animal.
China? Where in China?
Sorry, sir, I am not able to recall right now.
Have you read about the various theories on origin of coronavirus?
Yes, sir, there are some theories floating around regarding its origin, some saying it's a biological weapon created by some countries.
Answer is vague. You have not read. Okay. Let's move to a different subject. Recently, Centre has mooted a proposal
Yes, sir.
for increasing the marriageable age for girls.
Yes, sir.
What are your views on that?
Sir, I think that it's a good move because it would push parents also and girls also towards getting educated, and it would also promote employment opportunities. But overall, it cannot be the only solution to promote such things.
Why?
Sir, because it's a social issue to promote education and to allow women to work. So I think social action should also be taken, like awareness measures, and more opportunities should be created for them.
No. What are you trying to say? This legislation is not sufficient, or are you saying that this legislation is not required?
Sir, I'm saying it is not sufficient. It can't be the only solution to these
Can't
problems.
be the only solution.
Yes, sir.
What about it's coming into conflict with personal laws of some religion?
Sir, I think even if it is coming in conflict with the personal laws, if the goal of the legislation is for a broader positive outcome, then it is okay.
So you would support the bill of the Centre because it
yes,
is
sir.
right now with the parliamentary committee.
Yes, sir.
And the criticism against the bill is that this will not make any difference.
Sir, yes, sir, because they are saying that it is a social issue, and moreover, we would have to generate employment opportunities for the girls, for them to take jobs and all. So they are saying that first of all, that everyone has a right to marry. If they want to marry before 21 also, they have a right. But I think overall the government perspective is to promote educational opportunities and employment opportunities.
No, but you can marry at 18 and still work. Who's stopping you?
Sir, the societal mindset right now is not in favor of that. Girls are seen in rural areas as a burden, and people tend to marry them off early because of financial burden that comes to feed them.
Be clear in your thinking.
Yes, sir.
Okay? You are mixing up with some issues.
Okay.
Anyway, we'll talk about it.
Okay.
Now, my last question to you: are you aware of the Indian Patents Act?
Yes, sir.
You have read about it?
I have not read in detail, sir.
There is a particular section which deals with evergreening. Do you know what evergreening is?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What is evergreening?
Evergreening of patents, sir, occurs when certain changes are made in a particular innovation to keep on getting the patent renewed. For example, Monsanto did it with some of its seeds, and it was banned by, it was struck down by High Court.
Have you heard of the famous case of Glivec?
No, sir. I have heard about Novartis.
Same thing.
Okay, oh.
The drug name was Glivec,
Okay. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
and Novartis was the name of the company.
Yes, sir.
So, what was the argument given?
Sir, the court said that only certain minor changes cannot be said to be a new innovation. It should be something new and something that has never been used.
No, there is a particular phrase they used, which has become very well known now. Enhanced efficacy.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
For a
sir.
product to get a patent, enhanced efficacy is required.
Okay.
Otherwise, they say it is just manipulation or evergreening. Aradhana.
So, Anendya,
Yes, sir.
All
Yes,
right.
ma'am. Sorry.
you are believe in numerology?
Sir, my father believes in numerology. I don't believe as such.
So, what is this numbers, etc., that have added up to your name, your last name also Rajshri and Anendya, it's all because of that obviously. So what is
Rajshri
the-
is because of numerology.
What is that number which is so good for you?
Ma'am, I think it amounts to, calculates to total of 1, and 1 is
That's what is for you.
birth number also.
All right, interesting. So your father was scientist G, in which
Yes, ma'am.
organization?
In DRDO, ma'am.
DRDO itself,
ma'am.
all right. And is G senior or A senior?
G is senior.
Okay. And okay, you got biotechnology already.
Yes, sir.
Because his income level you have shown is
She
much
says
less.
retired. after-
He's retired.
He is
That's why he
retired.
moved
Yes.
to Noida. Okay, you write poetry, huh? And
Yes, ma'am.
You'll certainly get asked about it. What poetry do you write?
Ma'am, I write whatever my mind.
So you must be reading poetry also. You-
No, no, ma'am.
So
I
if
don't
I asked you
read.
something about poets, will you know?
Pardon, ma'am?
If I asked you something about poets, will you know?
No, ma'am. I don't have that much interest in reading poetry. I mainly write poetry.
Okay, all right. And you watch sitcoms, huh?
Yes, ma'am.
So in this Yes Minister and Yes Prime Minister, what's the name of the protagonist?
I don't know about that sitcom, ma'am.
You've not seen?
No,
You're an
ma'am.
aspiring civil servant. That's the archetypal one which every civil servant or aspiring civil servant loves to see. It is so entertaining and it is so true.
No, ma'am. I have not
Okay,
seen
well,
it.
before the interview, you should see it.
Okay, sir. Okay, ma'am.
All right. Now, I just want to add something to this age of marriage question. Huh?
Yes, ma'am.
And what I want to ask is,
Yes, ma'am.
what is the real age of marriage today for girls in India?
Ma'am, according to the law,
Not the
is-
legal age of marriage, the real age of marriage, actual.
I don't know about the average age of marriage right now.
So is that not an issue also, that pulling the actual age up above the legal age of marriage rather than increasing the age of marriage? That's a thought that you should consider. All right. Now, women.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
might get asked the question.
Yes, ma'am.
What do you think are the 3 biggest challenges for women in India today?
Ma'am, I think 3 major challenges are that first of all, employment opportunities and their right to work. Second is safety issue, and third is being in leadership positions.
So employment, is it not a offshoot of that? Employment quantity and quality.
Yes,
Breaking the
ma'am.
class.
Yes, ma'am.
Think of that. All right. And what measures have been taken in the last couple of years for improvement, women-friendly measures? And if you club them under court orders, legislation, government policies, just these 3.
Regarding women.
Yeah, women-friendly.
Okay.
Court
Ma'am,
orders you can begin with. Court orders you can begin with.
Court orders, the recent one being the Shaira Bano case, triple talaq case, and Sabrimala judgment, where the government supported the
Entry.
yes, yes, ma'am. Article 21.
Something more fundamental, some other important cases, because you yourself mentioned the real challenges to women
Yes,
were
ma'am.
not the opportunity to enter a temple, but it was safety and such like things,
Yes, ma'am.
employment. So
Yes,
some
ma'am.
court orders related to that.
Court judgment, Vishakha guidelines, ma'am.
What is
It,
that?
it was the court made certain guidelines regarding sexual harassment at workplace, and it was named as Vishakha guidelines.
Okay. And has it culminated in anything beyond just guidelines?
Yes, ma'am. There is now Sexual Harassment Act by the government.
Who was Vishakha?
Vishakha was an NGO.
Have you heard of the Megha Chandra case?
Pardon,
Megha
ma'am?
Chandra case?
No, ma'am.
Okay, same. It was based on that.
Okay.
All
Thank you.
right. And the legislation, women-friendly legislation?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Triple Talaq Act has been brought out by the government. Then the marriage bill is right now in the parliamentary committee.
These are the most important challenges you face, you said, no? Your answer should be based on first one.
Maternity Benefit Act, recent amendment in the Maternity Benefit Act is also there.
All right, all right. Others? Okay, policies?
Policies, ma'am, like for leadership positions, SEBI has certain guidelines for one female independent director. Then there is Beti Bachao Beti Padhao scheme, Nirbhaya
Okay,
Fund
fair enough,
scheme is
fair
there.
enough. My last question to you is about, you read the papers, don't you?
Yes, ma'am.
So today there is a newspaper item about Nepal,
Okay, ma'am.
which pertains to some issues raised by the Chinese related to US aid. Are you aware of what that conundrum in which Nepal is today?
No, ma'am, I am not aware of it right now.
All right. Never mind. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Here in India,
Yes,
you
sir.
see, the public perception of police
Yes,
is very poor, is not on a desirable level. Suppose I have very less amount of money, then by some technique can we improve the perception?
Yes, sir.
How do we go about? Think about it and tell me.
Sir, first of all, we can create awareness, and then we can also have policies like there is Sadbhavna for army to improve army perception in Jammu and Kashmir. Similar programs we can have for police, and then there is a program in Kerala where the beat officers remains regularly in contact with the families present in his area, so we can also do that to improve the perception.
I see. Any other than that? Something which has not been tried elsewhere? These all have been tried measures
Yes, sir.
which are already implemented
Yes, sir.
elsewhere. Any new idea from your studies of psychology?
Sir, sensitization training should be done because through sensitization training they would be more feel more approachable to the public.
Okay. We have a neighbor in Sri Lanka.
Yes, sir.
Things are not good there today. It's almost in a crisis situation.
Yes, sir.
What's the genesis of that crisis?
So the major issue there was that Sri Lankan economy was entirely dependent on its tourism economy. So because of COVID and because of the Colombo blast in 2019, the tourism sector failed miserably there. So and also it has a lot of debt to Chinese government. So these two issues led to the recent economic crisis.
But COVID was building up for last 2 years at least, say, almost.
Yes, sir.
So don't you think that there may have been some other factor other than COVID factor?
So like I said that the tourism sector
No, of
took a
course, COVID means when we are talking COVID, it's not because of COVID, it's because of tourism. Tourism which is affected by
Yes, sir.
tourism. Anything else which has added fuel to the fire?
Sir, the Chinese debt trap policy also led to it, and
Anything to do with the Ukrainian crisis? Any link to that?
no, sir.
I see.
I'm not able to
Okay.
recall.
Good. Which you think is better? Do we believe in fate or do we believe in making efforts?
Sir, I think it is both.
Both.
That we should keep on making efforts, but we cannot fully reject fate.
Okay. Thank you.
Right, Anandya?
Yes, sir.
Anandya, sorry.
Yes, sir.
Please wait for a few minutes. We will call you for feedback.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you.